at this point, you just think, well, if she's died, just say she's dead.
Yeah.
You
Unless
know?
it was Melissa that died.
Oh my God.
And Avril has come back.
Well,
Now
now they want to replace Melissa, who had replaced Avril.
Yeah, it's a Russian doll thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hello! Welcome to Believe, the Conspiracy Theory podcast. I'm Phil Green.
And I'm David Ferguson.
And this is a podcast all about the world's craziest conspiracy theories, isn't it?
Or it's the truth laid bare.
Yeah, he likes to believe and I don't. In each episode, we bring on a fellow comedian, and that comedian has picked a conspiracy theory and they want to talk about. It might be a conspiracy theory they believe. It might be a conspiracy theory they don't believe. It might just be a conspiracy theory they think is batshit, and they want two people to make sense of it, and that's what we are here to do.
Oh, yeah, we are the heroes that they need.
Absolutely. Now, this is one of our Edinburgh live shows that we recorded a little bit earlier in the year. We had an absolute blast up there. We had some fantastic audiences, and we covered some absolutely wonderful conspiracies, and we really genuinely enjoyed it. If you would like to come and see us do live shows, we're doing some more of them, aren't we?
Oh my gosh, yeah, because we loved it so much. And if you want to find those details, they'll be in the show notes underneath the episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Come along. It's a lot of fun. We do a little bit of different stuff to what we do on the normal podcast. We have a lot of fun with the audience. Most of it doesn't go out as part of the actual episode, but that's why you should come along, so you can see that stuff.
The litigious stuff.
The litigious stuff that we're not allowed to put out on the main episode. And also, where can people follow us on social media?
Oh, well, we're all over social media. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, and we're on YouTube, and we're Believe Conspiracy Pod.
Yes, that's right. It's where we put up exclusive content about the conspiracies that we've been talking about. Photos, videos, loads of stuff. Comment on it, like it. Tell us what you think of the conspiracy theories that we've been covering, we want to know. Also, if you have some conspiracies that you would like us to cover, how can they tell us?
Well, you could get in touch with us through email at believeconspiracypod@gmail.com. Get in touch. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you're interested in. Let us know what you're worried about. We want to know, and then we'll put it out in a podcast. We'll get some other comedian to talk about it, and it'll be amazing.
Yeah, a lot of the conspiracy theories that we covered during our Edinburgh Fringe run were conspiracies that people had suggested to us. So please keep those coming. We want to know what you want us to cover, and we will find someone who wants to cover that conspiracy.
Oh, yes, we will.
Yes, indeed. Now, if you enjoy this podcast, please give us a little 5-star review, whether it's on Spotify or whether it's on Amazon or whether it's on Apple, wherever you get your podcast. We're trying to grow the podcast. We're very happy with the way things are going, but we'd like to grow it a little bit more, and we just need a few more reviews. And it'd be lovely if you went on and you just gave us a little 5 stars. Tell us what you think of the pod. Write something lovely like...
this podcast changed my life.
Yeah.
You know, this podcast saved my life.
Yeah.
I can't get to sleep without listening to Phil and David talking to a comedian. You know,
I was lost, but now I'm found.
Yes.
Anything like that, basically. Just put that on. That would be absolutely terrific. Now, we had George up in Edinburgh with us. He was taking all of our podcast live shows up there. He did an absolutely stellar job. He was a very good boy. We gave him a treat every day. And who was the guest that we had for this particular episode?
We had a wonderful guest. It was so nice to reconnect with her. The sublime Bella Humphries.
The wonderful Bella Humphries. We were very excited to see Bella. We hadn't seen her in a long time.
Yeah.
Bella is a comedian, writer and actor from Swindon. She's now based in Wales, which is why we haven't seen her for a long time. She hosted the BBC Radio Wales show Bleeding Hell, and she was doing her debut Fringe show in Edinburgh called Square Peg, which was nominated for an award, and we both went to see it, and it was a fantastic show.
It was brilliant. It was touching. It was funny. It was silly, because Bella can be very silly, and it was just brilliant. I absolutely loved the show. We loved the show.
It was a real joy. She's also done tour support for people like Kiri Pritchard McLean, and she's just a delight, isn't she?
A delight.
Yes. So we're going to pick this episode up from the point at which we introduced Bella onto the stage. And what was the conspiracy that Bella chose?
It's one of the most asked for conspiracies that we've ever had. Avril Lavigne was replaced.
Avril Lavigne was replaced.
Melissa.
Let's do this.
Get out of the rabbit hole.
It's a fake. Every single bird in the sky is a robot.
It's fiction.
Doubt your government.
It's an urban legend.
Like if they're actually spraying something in the sky.
No way.
A stream of absurdity.
It's a total fabrication.
Who is today's wonderful guest?
Our wonderful guest is the award-nominated Bella Humphries.
Get up for Bella Humphries! Oh, take a seat. How are you?
Yeah, well, thanks.
Good.
Now there's one Avril fan in.
Yeah, one Avril fan, loyal Avril fan. Are we all familiar with Avril Lavigne?
Fabulous. Okay, good. That was going to be a tough episode otherwise.
Yeah.
How are you, Bella?
I'm very well, thank
Good.
you.
I will let the audience know this is a little bit selfish for us getting better on. Not because Bella's a fantastic comedian. She's got a wonderful show. Definitely go and see it. But also, we haven't seen Bella for fucking years because you've been hiding, haven't you?
I have, yeah. We used to gig together a lot in London, didn't we? Then I moved away and I gave up comedy for a bit. Not related to you guys. But then I just, and now I've seen you again.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
So this was a little bit of an excuse to have a catch up. But
Just a hangout, really.
Absolutely. But it's good to see you.
But I'm here
Typical
for it.
comedian thing. We could do social things in front of people for an audience.
Yeah.
And that's how we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything
Very
is content.
Everything is content.
Everything is content. How's the show going?
It's going very well, thank you. Yeah, I'm
Good.
enjoying it.
Good. It's called Square Peg.
It is.
Yes. And you've had a lot of media attention. BBC.
I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been on the BBC, but I've also been in the Daily Mail. I didn't ask to be.
Yeah.
They just found me. Don't be a female comedian that talks about anything to do with periods because they will hunt you down and make you a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But it's a brilliant show. Do go and check it out. And how you live in Swindon now?
Well, I actually live in Cardiff now.
Do you?
I do. Yeah, I've moved recently, but yeah, I'm from Swindon originally.
Right.
Moved in with my mum and dad for a bit
this
year, but yeah, I'm living in Cardiff now, which is very nice.
How's the Welsh comedy scene?
It's really good, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't want to say it, but I will. It's better than the London scene.
Oh, to be honest, that's probably true.
It's not hard, is it?
No, it's not hard. It's not hard.
Yeah, no, the Welsh comedy scene's lovely. It's really
Good.
nice.
Got any Welsh people in? Excellent. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, fair enough. They're all still in Wales, you know.
Yeah,
On the
absolutely.
Welsh comedy scene, because it's so good.
It is so good, absolutely. I've gigged a few times there, and it's always lovely, welcoming crowds.
Yeah.
Although you do have to, first of all, address the fact that I'm an English straight man from London, because they do not like that initially.
No. What you've got to do is learn Welsh, because
Yes.
then they will like you.
And you did learn Welsh, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. I grew
Which I
up in a
like.
family of Welsh speakers, and I didn't learn Welsh.
Oh, wow.
Because it's not that useful in Surrey. But in North Wales, where you lived, I imagine more.
It was compulsory, pretty much.
Compulsory,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Good. What's your favourite word in Welsh?
That is a really good one. Cant.
Cunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
It means 100.
Okay. You wondered there for a minute, didn't you? What
Relief
she
in
said?
No, and the one you're thinking of is gaunt. So it's very similar.
Yeah.
If you say young gaunt in North Wales, that means it's like it means what you think it means, like higher, that, and then but it's like a friendly term.
Okay.
They don't like it in South Wales though, so only say that in the north.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. My favourite is the word for microwave.
Well, okay.
I know. It's not the actual
It's
word
not
for
the
microwave.
real word.
Yeah.
But what is it? Go on, tell
Poppity
me.
ping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which it isn't actually that, isn't
It's-
it? But
no,
everybody
it's-
calls it poppity ping.
Well, yeah, English people do, yeah.
Yeah. Ignorant English people like me.
I like that now. I'm so up myself. Like I'm like looking down on English people when I'm obviously from the south of
Well,
England.
what we've established better is you are definitely the most Welsh person in this room. Because,
I'm the most Welsh person in most rooms. It's because Welsh people just stay in Wales.
they do. That's very true.
Because they don't need to leave because it
And the
is
ones
better
that do,
there.
because my dad left Wales 50 years ago, and he never stopped talking about Wales since he left Wales. But Welsh people are very proud people.
Well, yeah, because it's such a great place.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be proud of.
There is a lot to be proud of. It's a beautiful country.
Tom Jones, Dame
Tom
Shirley
Jones.
Bassey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Dame Shirley Bassey?
Charlotte Church.
Charlotte Church.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy chick, love her.
Yeah.
Crazy chick. I mean, she is. And I love her. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Great gal.
H from Steps.
Oh, H from Steps. God. Basically everybody says that they know him, but
Yeah. Noel from Hearsay.
oh my God, yeah.
Oh, is he Welsh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of their princes.
Yeah.
It's true. It's a Welsh
Well,
prince.
I used to act with H from Steps when Steps broke up.
Did you?
I was in a play with him. Yeah,
Sorry, why have you never mentioned this before?
I just did.
I've known you for like 7 years, and you've never brought it up.
Well, it was, and he had a big bust up with the director, and he walked off, and that was the end of the play. All everything. To be fair, he had a reason to walk off. There was a couple of snippy homophobic things that were said, and that's all fine. We'll all take a joke and a dick, but it was uncalled for, which is really weird in theatre.
Was this pre or post Steps?
I was just after Steps had broke
Was
up.
it?
So when I met him, I was like, oh my God, I've come to see you so many times, because I was a much younger man then. And I used to go see Steps. Not because I liked it, but when they played GAY in London, just for your information, it was like the carnival had come to town. It was one of the greatest things ever. And it was so strange to me because I didn't like their music. But oh my God, the spectacle.
And they're back now, aren't they? They've made a comeback. Yeah,
They're back. They're awesome.
Cool. Speaking of which, but before we go to that, conspiracy theories.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about conspiracy theories?
I'm not into them.
Okay, great. This could be a long episode, folks.
No, I just think great if you believe that. It's cool, but I've never met a conspiracy theorist that I feel like I'd want to hang out with.
Have you met conspiracy theorists in Wales? And you are, by the way, hanging out with one, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, the moon doesn't exist.
Okay. I'm rethinking our friendship. That's why I've
So
not
many
seen
people have.
That's why I've not seen you for so many years. That's why I quit comedy. No, I'm kidding. I've met a few in Wales. I would say, generally, I do find, conspiracy theorists are they're a very certain type of person.
Yeah, a certain type of person.
Which you don't really fall into, which is interesting.
Because he leaves the house.
I do leave the house.
Well, yeah, but I mean, nothing against them. That's really cool that they've clearly got very active imaginations. So
Yes.
they could just channel that into something.
We've said this on the podcast before, that because they're generally bright people,
Yeah.
right? Because they're coming up with reasons why the conspiracy theory exists. So they're creating a story.
Yeah.
And you think, if that energy was put into something productive, the world would be a better place.
Yeah, or
A bit like comedy.
What
Yeah.
was I going to say? Like, write a book, do stand up.
Yeah.
I mean, don't do stand up actually.
No, don't do stand up, please. Please
One, it's awful.
do not infiltrate our bubble.
No.
We've already got one.
Yeah, and it's hard work.
Yeah.
Doesn't look it, but it is.
Yeah.
Some people make it look hard work. But,
They do. Yeah. I try my best to make it look hard. So, Avril Lavigne, you're a fan.
I'm a massive Avril Lavigne
Yes,
fan.
which is the reason why you wanted to pick this one.
is.
From the get-go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. When I was about probably like 8, we did a fashion show at my school, and because my mum was on the PTA, so I had to do all the events, and they did you could like choose the clothes you're going to wear, and I wore these like cargo pants sort of things with like the tassels that come off, like a little crop top, and then those little the fingerless netted gloves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bought that outfit, and then I didn't take it off for about 4 years.
Wow.
Oh.
So early 2000s.
Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it so much. Complicated, big fan. Skater Boy, big fan. Absolute classic.
Did anyone see her set at Glastonbury this year on TV? If you didn't, check it out on my. It's a banging set.
Oh, God.
She really relives her glory days, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
The drama of Skater Boy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just totally there for that whole progression.
Beautiful. It's
Oh,
a
my
beautiful
goodness.
song.
And the amount of times I've sung Girlfriend at people, hey, I don't like your girlfriend, to the nice straight boy that I fancy. Anyway.
Avril Lavigne was replaced. The conspiracy theory that Avril Lavigne is dead and was replaced by a body double is one of the most bizarre and enduring celebrity rumours to emerge from the internet. This theory suggests that the real Avril Lavigne died in the early 2000s and was replaced by a lookalike named Melissa. The conspiracy theory seems to have originated from a Brazilian blog around 2005 or 2011, which claimed that Avril Lavigne had died in 2003, shortly after the release of her debut album, Let Go. According to the theory, Lavigne was struggling with fame, depression, and the death of her grandfather, which led to her supposed suicide or accidental death. Rather than announce her death, the theory posits that Avril's record label decided to replace her with a lookalike named Melissa Vandella in order to continue her career and protect their financial interests. So, Bella, fan of Melissa?
Well, do you know what? I'm really glad. Like that, it sort of checks out because that is quite a sort of a popular name for that time.
Yeah.
Very early 2000s, Melissa. There's a lot
Yeah.
of Melissas knocking about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm intrigued. I like it could be, she's struggling with fame, or it could just be the death of her granddad. Like, we're not too sure.
Yeah.
We're not very specific about the origins of this.
Because that album was huge, wasn't it?
Oh
I mean,
my
it
God.
was massive. Absolutely like for the first album to go that stratospheric, it immediately was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess, and it was just the early part of the gravy train.
Yeah.
So if she died, they would want to continue that in some way, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I'm assuming because at that point they probably owned her. So
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like now when you get really famous and you're like on your own, you don't have a record label because you're just streaming.
Chapel Rowan.
Yeah. So like no one owns a lot of the newer artists. They're like, woo, I'm doing it for myself. But back in the day, had
No.
you as like they were like they just found kids off the street and they're like, you can sing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Stick him in a band, stick him on TV.
You live with us now.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, but it's a different time.
But Melissa would have had to be as talented as Avril, wouldn't she? She would have had to be able to sing as well. She would have had to be able to act the part.
Or would she?
Well,
You're saying all that. So one of the reasons why I am very keen to believe this conspiracy theory.
Should have known.
yeah.
Well, look at the photographs. Her signature completely changed. It's not the same person. My point is, there were lookalike contests in LA for Avril Lavigne. Yeah, lookalike contests happens. There's Dolly Parton lookalike contests. There's Madonna lookalike. Right? That's a very common thing. Charlie Chaplin famously went to a Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest and came third.
that actually did happen as well.
Right?
That did happen.
So that these are things, especially in the United States. However, what was different about the Avril Lavigne? I cannot speak today. I do not know why. Must be all the ketamine. The Avril Lavigne lookalike contest was they had to sing, they had to perform, and that's unusual. So it wasn't just you look like you're dressed up, you look great. It was they had to sing, and that was me thinking, they're looking for the replacement. That's what happened. So
yeah, I mean,
Avril Lavigne is dead.
So, according to the conspiracy theory, a lookalike named Melissa was originally hired to distract paparazzi protecting a reclusive Lavigne. It suggests that Lavigne befriended Melissa and that shortly before the singer's supposed death, her body double was taught how to sing and perform like the musician. That after Lavigne's death, her record company buried the news and replaced her with Melissa Vandella for a continued profit, and that Melissa recorded all of Avril's future work. Much of the evidence cited in support of this conspiracy theory is the purported appearance and disappearance of various moles and other skin blemishes in pictures of Lavigne over time, as well as a promotional photo shoot in which she had the name Melissa written on her hand. Now that is true.
Open and shut.
Yeah, there are pictures of Avril with the name Melissa written on her hand, and then there are other pictures where that's not written on her hand. But with the blemishes and the moles thing, I just think, well, that's makeup, surely.
And that's sort of going through puberty.
Yeah.
I don't know if we remember that. Like, I used to have very bad acne. Look at me now. I'm not a different person. I'm just, an adult.
Yes. Yes.
These things happen. Also, with the writing on her hand, like, I used to write stuff on my hand all the time.
Yeah.
Like, did everyone used to do that? Like, did anyone used to get told as well, like, don't write on your hand with biro because it will get into your bloodstream and you'll die?
Yeah.
And that's what happened to Avril.
We definitely did.
Why have I encouraged this? I shouldn't have said that. Oh, here we go.
We definitely did believe that in the 90s, though, didn't we? That you shouldn't write on your hand.
Yeah, you can't write on your hand. Don't swallow chewing gum because it'll stay in your body for 7 years.
Yeah, I got it. It will get caught in your throat and you won't be able to breathe and die. That's
That actually sounds quite sensible. To
Yeah,
me.
that
That's
quite
actually
sensible,
checks
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
As I heard of it, it will get caught around your intestines and then you'll just die. Or like, don't eat apple pips because then an apple tree will grow inside of you.
Well, there is a situation where someone thought they had lung cancer and it was actually an apple.
Oh, here we go.
In their lung.
Was it though?
Yeah.
Or was that conspiracy?
No, that happened. Your lungs are great for growing plants.
Well, do you know what? Now we know the planet's dying. Why don't we just start, growing plants inside of like newborn babies? That could be a way of,
It's a bit weird.
Why does it have to be newborns? It could just be,
Bella,
other people.
He
Yes.
doesn't think we landed on the moon. So.
Okay, I don't know why I'm trying to reason with you. Sorry, I forgot that everything I know about David is wrong.
That's a conspiracy.
That is the real conspiracy.
Very
theory.
hyper.
Was he
My
replaced?
coffee's kicking in.
So the conspiracy theories soon gained traction on internet forums such as ATRL and Godlike Productions, where self-proclaimed Avril Rangers, that's what they're called, shared evidence. One ATRL post in 2012 suggested that the original Avril may actually be alive, using a picture of what appeared to be the singer buying cheese at a time when new Avril was supposedly battling Lyme disease. In addition to the changes in her appearance, the theory alleges that the title and artwork for her second album, Under My Skin, and the lyrics of songs like My Happy Ending, Together, and The Best Years of Our Lives are subliminal messaging. The original blog further suggests that Melissa feels guilt over participating in this farce, leading to the subliminal messaging. What I don't understand is, I've never understood this about conspiracy theories, because there's a few conspiracy theories about people who are being replaced and the idea of them leaving some sort of subliminal message in their work. Why would you do that? Like, why would you break the cover? It doesn't make any... Why would you even risk it?
I wouldn't. Like, if I could become Avril Lavigne
Yeah?
and get away with it,
You wouldn't be trying to tell. Yeah, you would be trying to tell people through the song.
No,
by
I'd
the
be
way,
like-
I'm not the person who's being paid millions of dollars.
God, no, I'd just say nothing.
Yeah.
But it's also a situation where you sort of keep those secrets to yourself. It sort of spills out. Like everyone knew I was gay long before I came out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
What, you're gay?
I'm
God,
gay,
that
by
is
the way.
news
sorry.
to me.
I know, right? Like, but that's sort of like that. You covered up with letting a little bit of the secret out. Like I like going to, if you call in sick to work, I think it's okay to call in sick to work if you say it truthfully, but keep the naughty bit out of whisper it. So like, oh, I can't come in today. I'm really sick of having a job.
Rather than what I just do, which is say, I'm really sick, I can't come in. The overkill.
Yeah,
That's what I would
you've
say.
gone. There's drama school kicking in there.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, come on.
Every
Pay all
time
that
you
money
call-
for nothing.
Every time you call in sick to work, you always have a sore throat, even though like, I'm sorry, I can't come in. I was in hospital and I phoned in and I nothing to do with my throat and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm ill today. Why is that? Does anyone else do that, or am I just insane? Yeah, I'm insane. Yes.
But now you just message. You just send an email, don't you? You can just hide behind the keyboard.
Every job I've ever had, we weren't allowed to do that.
Okay.
You had to phone in.
Okay.
So it was the shame that can't come in.
And you've got to do it at a certain time as well. I used to work in a school, and you had to phone before a certain time of day.
Yes,
So
yes,
then
yeah.
but I'm like, if I was really sick,
Yes.
I haven't planned it, have I?
No. But because they've got to get the supply teacher in, is what you're
Well,
saying.
yeah, basically, but-
How often were you sick?
I'm not very often, no.
Okay.
Rarely.
That's what you
I
paid.
don't work there anymore. Don't come for me, okay?
I mean, actually, this thing about like subliminal messaging. Has anyone heard the Paul McCartney's dead rumor?
Yep.
Yeah, is that one you're familiar with? Right, it's a more well-known one, and we did cover it on a previous
What do
episode.
you mean? Avril Lavigne's not as popular as Paul McCartney.
Obviously not. But Paul McCartney apparently died in 1966. And the Beatles then, in subsequent albums, put little hints in their albums and in their music that suggested he was dead. I think the front cover of the Abbey Road album.
Yeah, it was his funeral.
It was his funeral because he's walking across the road in without shoes on. All the others have got shoes on. He's dressed like he's in heaven. I think that's right.
No, he's dressed in suit. So he's in burial uniform.
Oh, he's in burial uniform. Yeah, everyone else.
John Lennon's in a white
Yeah.
suit. He's the minister. Ringo Starr is the pallbearer, and the other one, George Harrison. He's all
The other
dead,
one.
and he's the grave digger. And
Of course he is.
you know
always-
the iconic picture of Abbey Road. Why is Paul barefoot? Because he's dead. And
What, and no one wears shoes in the afterlife?
No.
Well,
There you go.
I don't want to be there then.
There's loads and
His shoes
loads
is
of
life.
Yeah.
theories about it. But it feels like this one is sort of inspired by that. There's a lot of similarities between
Yeah.
this one and the Paul McCartney one, I think, in terms of what they're looking for. It feels like it's been inspired by that.
Well, if like we can call in sick to work, but like, how do you do it if you're a mega superstar?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You say you're dead.
You do what
so
you want.
That's all she's doing. She's calling in sick.
For 20 years.
Oh, God, I would if I could.
So what do you think she's doing? Like, maybe is she not actually dead? She's just like, do you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I've done one album. That was enough. Like, maybe
Yeah.
I might retire after this Edinburgh.
I mean,
like, it's been a lot.
Yeah, it's been a lot, Bella.
It's been a lot,
Yeah.
okay?
You've had more press attention than most comedians have in their entire lifetime.
We are so
Much as
jealous.
one Edinburgh.
And I'm not even like, the best comedian. It's all for the wrong reasons.
Award-nominated
And,
comedian though,
I
Bella.
know, but look, whatever. But I just like, it's just it is quite a lot. So maybe I might just get a body double. It'd be quite hard to find another sort of 5'11.5" woman.
The English person that partly
English person
speaks
that
Welsh.
partly speaks Welsh, got a slightly North Walian accent,
Yeah.
does lots of very different things,
Yeah.
very specific. But I might just get someone and just start write Bella on their hand,
Yeah.
and then they'd be like,
Well,
oh,
we'll just
God,
do what
it's
Avril did. We'll hold a
conspiracy.
competition, find one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
yeah.
do.
Perfect. We'll do it in here.
Danny Johns, she could be a good. She looks a bit like me.
Perfect. So the theory began to gain traction in the United States in October 2015 when a BuzzFeed reporter tweeted about Avril Esther Morta in a BuzzFeed post. Broderick cleared up his tweet on the matter, mentioning that the opening line of the original blog post admits that the theory is a hoax. This blog was created to show how conspiracy theories can look true. The death hoax saw increased prevalence in May 2017 when a high school student posted a Twitter thread alleging that Lavigne had died and was replaced in late 2003. The thread, which was retweeted over 250,000 times, cited discrepancies in the singer's Bella's face, fashion style, and handwriting as evidence of her death and the replacement. The Twitter thread largely corresponds with the earlier Avril Morta conspiracy. So the Morta is like the blog. That's the blog.
Yeah.
Except that it asserts that Under My Skin was created using pre-existing recordings of the real Lavigne. So Melissa took over after Let It Go, but Avril had already recorded all the tracks for Under My Skin, the second album, and Melissa was just the face of that.
Okay, so what you're trying to tell me here is this whole thing is based off of a BuzzFeed article.
Yeah.
And a viral thread on Twitter by a teenager.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure. Do you know
And-
what?
and-
It checks
and-
out.
Yeah.
And
Completely checks
Avril Lavigne
out.
is dead. That's what it's based on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not winning this, am I?
No. Okay, interesting. Imagine if we believed everything that we saw on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, X. But still, like, we can't. Surely not. And BuzzFeed, like, that's not real, is it?
I think people believe BuzzFeed. I think people are more inclined to believe BuzzFeed than they are X.
I mean, that's true, actually, to be fair. I did look at,
Especially
There you go.
at this point in time. I mean, BuzzFeed's dead now, but for a while it was like...
It was
really
big.
important.
Well, I needed to know, like, what my love language was, so I had to take a lot of quizzes.
Yeah,
What is your
BuzzFeed
love
says,
language?
exactly.
I think it was acts of service.
Ah.
No, physical touch.
As in you like to give acts of
Yeah.
service, or you like acts of service being given to you?
I like to give acts of service.
Okay.
I'm the oldest daughter, okay? I like doing things for people, okay? I need that validation.
Because you're one of 7?
I'm one of 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Why do we think I became a comedian? I needed my voice
She
heard.
needed the attention.
Thank you. Sorry, Mum and Dad, if you're listening.
So, changes in appearance. Proponents of the theory point to perceived changes in Avril's appearance as evidence that she was replaced. Their claim is that her facial features, such as her nose and jawline, look different in photos taken after 2003. Some even argue that her fashion choices and style evolved too dramatically, with the new Avril opting for more feminine clothing and makeup compared to her early punk style.
Frills everywhere.
I wish I'd brought some pictures of me from 2010.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I had black hair. It was dead straight. I wore a lot of eyeliner. Look at me now.
Yeah.
Do you know, people change.
But is it the same jawline?
Have we heard of cosmetic surgery?
Well, that's the thing.
Quite popular with celebrities.
Because she got very, very rich very, very quickly.
Exactly.
Could have had that. Or it could just be makeup. It could
I'd
just
just
be...
get a whole new face if I had that much money. Why not?
I don't think that's necessary, Bella.
Fuck
I think
it.
you'll be fine.
Do what you want. Yeah, but just for fun. Like, just like, good. What are you spending all that money
I
on?
gotta be real. If I ever make it in comedy, I want to be taught. I want to be like that.
I thought you were going to say you want to be tall. I was like, you are
That's
tall.
what
Yeah.
I'll get
Bella,
my
that's what I'd
extension
like.
You know, Joan Rivers had the right idea. You know, that's what I want. I don't want to be able to close my eyes properly. That's what I want.
Love it.
Does anyone think? Has anyone noticed any differences between early Avril and late Avril? Yeah. Do you think so?
Yeah, puberty.
Puberty.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much. Yeah, exactly.
I want a conspiracy.
Yeah, I feel like you're really holding on too hard to this one. Like, it is. I don't think it hasn't got legs.
She was
okay?
very, very young, and absolutely, she was going to mature into an adult. Physically, she was going to change, but also style-wise, you're going to change. She's not going to be wearing the same thing now that she was 20 years ago.
Well,
I am.
mean,
Yes, in fairness, that is true. You are.
You know, I technically look like, you know, when I was a toddler, and now it's kind of the same outfit. Like it just did not evolve.
That is true. You do dress like a toddler on
I
stage.
do. It's, like Phil made me wear trousers because I normally am in shorts because I'm always too hot. So which is what a toddler would wear. But one of the things about
It does sound like I dress him, though, doesn't it? Like we do Chef Life, it does sound like I dress him.
we thought it was such a good idea when we got our T-shirts.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, that'll be brilliant, and it is the amount of attention we've got from these T-shirts. So this is the break and change.
Yeah, but
in
you had,
fashion.
what did the woman that walked up to you on Sunday say when she saw that T-shirt?
Right. So can you see the T-shirt? Right. So I want to.
By the way, for the audio, it says, I want to fuck Bigfoot. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It
Sorry.
doesn't. It says I want to fusk Bigfoot. Now. Fusk is an antiquated word, but apparently it died out in Scotland not that long ago, and it means have a joke, have a laugh. And we thought we were being very, very clever in saying it was fusk, and obviously it's a play on. It's like do anyone remember French Connection UK?
Yeah, big fan.
UK. You know, they're not saying the word, but they totally are. It was like that. We were naughty, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
and a woman came back to you on Sunday and said, it's a bit much for a Sunday.
It's a bit much for a Sunday.
So, handwriting differences. Conspiracy theories claim that Avril's handwriting changed over the years, which they argue is proof that a different person took over her identity. They have compared signatures from different periods in her career, alleging inconsistencies.
I mean, who keeps the same signature that they had for their whole life?
Also...
Of course you do, David. Honestly.
But also, if you're a celebrity, you probably have you don't sign stuff the same as your actual signature.
Well, no, because then people sell them on eBay and stuff,
Yeah.
don't they? So, you could just go and open a bank account or something with it. I don't know, do you do that anmore? I don't
Probably
know.
not anymore.
No,
But
it's
at
all
that
on apps,
time,
isn't it?
at
But-
that time, you could have done,
Yeah.
right?
And also, she was so young when she started, being a... Do you know what? I nearly said when she started doing stand-up then. When she started her career, she... no one is going... I mean, obviously, I know you practice your signature when you're younger, don't you? For, in case you're famous. But
In case you're famous.
just in case, you don't know. And, but, I bet she was just doing, whatever. And then maybe someone said to her, oh, that's not very good. Or, maybe you should just try and do something a bit... Or maybe it's just she was just doing it so much because that was a bit more of a time when you could get close to celebrities in real life and they were doing things like signing. That then she was just like, oh, that's a bit rubbish. I'll just try this. Or she's just done it so many times. She's just playing around.
Yeah.
It evolved.
Yeah.
Oh, are we breaking him?
My big thing.
You don't believe in this part of it, do you? No.
I do believe she's dead, but that's for other reasons. One of the things from the first album, so there's a song called I'm With You, which is just a brilliantly written song, and she was 14 when she wrote it.
Honestly, incredible.
It's an incredible song, and I'm a Madonna gay, but even I could hear that song and go, I love this, and I don't think she's had the quality of writing from then. So the drip, I mean, maybe she's just been more commercial, but there was never another song as good as I'm With You, which I remember hearing it in the supermarket, and it's made me cry.
That could have been medication.
It could, okay. That was probably the case.
Yeah.
And Melissa just wasn't as good a writer.
No, Melissa just wasn't as good a writer.
So lyrics
Real
and
fake.
personality shift. Another key element of the theory is that a perceived shift in Avril's music and personality. Early in her career, Avril was known for her angsty, rebellious songs like Skater Boy and Complicated. However, her music later became more pop-orientated and less rebellious. Fans of the theory suggest that these changes in tone and style indicate a new person took over the Avril Lavigne persona.
Okay, what I'm going to say to you now. She was 14 at the beginning. Have we met any 14-year-old girls that are not angsty?
Yeah.
That is, if you look up the word angst in a dictionary, it's just a picture of Avril Lavigne and every other 14-year-old girl that ever existed. Then when she got older, she's not as angsty. She's a celebrity. She's a millionaire.
You don't
need angst when you've got loads of money.
Do you know what I've seen made her angsty in interviews more recently?
What?
People asking her if she's dead.
Oh, there we go.
And
Thank
she
you so
genuinely
much.
gets annoyed about it.
Yeah, because she's like, well, obviously I'm here.
Yeah. She has had to justify it multiple times. There's loads of interviews online where she's had to I suggest YouTubing. It's very, very funny because she literally can't take the joke. She doesn't like it at all. But I do get it. She's been suffering. She's been dealing with it for about 20 years.
Yeah.
So clues.
And also, what? How rude as well for people to be like, well, basically, we don't really like you anymore, and rather than just accepting the fact that you've changed, we'd rather you were dead.
Yeah.
Bit rude, really, isn't it?
It won't surprise you to know, Bella, it's mostly male interviewers that ask
Oh my
her.
God! You shock me. You shock me.
So clues in the music. Some conspiracy theories that believe that Melissa, the supposed Avril Lavigne replacement, left subtle clues in the music and lyrics to hint at the swap. For example, in the 2004 song "Nobody's Home," is interpreted by some as Melissa's way of expressing that she doesn't feel like the real Avril, with lyrics about feeling lost and out of place. Other songs and interviews are similarly dissected for hidden messages. So somebody writing a song about feeling lost and out of place is the reason why. It means they must have been replaced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
There's no other reason.
There is absolutely no other reason for it. No, not at all.
There's a thing about. So did you guys watch the Robbie Williams documentary on Netflix?
Yeah, absolutely hated it.
Did you?
What a knob.
Yeah, he is a knob. He is a knob. The bit I found fascinating, and the one sort of kernel of truth I thought that was really interesting in it, is when he said, when you get famous, anyone that gets, as soon as they get famous, they stop maturing.
Yeah.
And he got famous very young, got famous at 16. And I think it does show, right? And because,
sure.
because you stop living in the real world when you get that famous.
Mm-hmm.
So you sort of plateau, if you like, and you become a bit childlike because everyone looks after you, don't they?
Yeah, and it's like you don't have to worry about like, you know, paying your council tax and, you know,
I don't
realising
worry
that-
about paying my council tax.
Well, no, it's fine. Or like, you know, when you learn the fact that like tap water's not free. Whew, what a rude awakening.
It is here, Bella.
No, but like you got paid to like, you know, use water.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's so weird. Like these, yeah, I guess it's like stupid things you don't realise. And I guess if you got famous when you're young, and then you never have to think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too late for me, but.
So photos and symbolism. Some supporters of the theory point to Avril's photo shoots and music videos, claiming that certain poses or outfits hint at her death. Or the idea of duality. For instance, they believe that Melissa sometimes poses with Avril written on her hand as a subtle tribute to the original singer. In other cases, they interpret the imagery in Avril's album art and promotional material as secret signals to fans that something is amiss. Again, it just seems like batshit crazy you would do it. Also, the record company would have to sanction that. The record company that are in on this in order to keep making money from who people believe is Avril Lavigne
Yeah.
are sanctioning artwork that tells people it's not Avril.
But it's all about fueling the fire. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
And they're just buying into it. Also, they want people to know how clever they are. Hi, Avril Lavigne is dead and we got a replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Or it does feel like it's people just really reaching, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you looked at anything, you can find clues in basically everything.
Yeah.
It's very much like, you know, when people are like, oh my God, have you seen all of these Disney movies? They've got a clue about the next Disney movie and the next movie. Like, do you know what I mean? And I know that's true, but like,
That's the thing they do, yeah.
I know that is real.
Yeah.
But also, it's like you're not being clever doing that because someone was doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not the only person that's found that.
Yeah.
But then I guess you can just, it's like, you know, looking for meaning in a text, you know, when, you know, like if you fancy someone and they've put 3 kisses instead of 2, what does that mean? You know? I
love the despair in your voice there.
Exactly. My sister gets worried if my mum doesn't put kisses on a text. Sorry, Amy. I'm outing you here. She gets worried that my mum's upset with her. Even though sometimes my mum's just busy. My mum's got 7 children. She works full time. She's a busy woman, okay? And sometimes she hasn't got time to put kisses on a text.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't mean she's upset.
But sometimes it does.
But, sure, sometimes it does. But yeah, so that you can read into anything like, oh, why did they put a full stop there? Why didn't they just you know, do this? Like you can read into literally anything.
I've got a friend who's much younger than me. I'm 28 and they're 20.
Thank you for the compliment.
Your laughter hurts.
That's older than me. That's younger than me.
I am definitely older than Bella, but my friend is 21, and there's so many things I can't text them, so I can't do full stops, and I always did full stops, and I can't do a thumbs up emoji because apparently that's aggressive.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Honestly, and I was like, but what? But it's a thumbs up. It's like, hey, everything's good. You're right.
No.
So,
I
miss a
can
full
do
stop.
it because they need to know how to fucking write.
No, my dad does this, okay? Honestly, I could put like the loveliest, like nicest thing in the world, like any one of us. My mum could text him. Like my mum, I'm sure my mum would have messaged him because he works away quite a lot. She'd be like, "Oh, happy anniversary! It's been so lovely spending the last, 34 years of my life with you." And then he'll just go this, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Come on, write a word.
Oh, yeah,
That's dad language, though, isn't it?
That is just come on. That's so lazy.
Weren't you an English teacher?
No, I was a dance teacher.
Oh, you're a dance teacher.
So
Sorry.
the language of movement.
Yes.
Yes, the language of movement. Thank you very much. Exactly.
So, public statements. Fans of the theory cite odd statements made by Avril in interviews as possible slips of the truth. For example, in one interview, Avril was asked if she'd ever heard of the conspiracy theory that she died and had been replaced. She laughed it off, but conspiracy theorists interpreted her reaction as suspicious and evasive.
Oh.
This guy's double A. He's like, this is getting ridiculous now. But actually, in fairness, in her, when you again, I would encourage you to YouTube interviews with Avril Lavigne on this particular subject, because in none of them does she actually deny it. That's part of the problem. It does feed the conspiracy theory, and there's part of me that wonders. I don't believe she's dead, but there's part of me that wonders it is all publicity, and it's free publicity, isn't it? So by never actually denying it, you're kind of feeding that constant publicity, and your name is constantly out there. It's, when every these sort of cycles go round, another theory about Avril might be dead, it's another cycle. It keeps your name on BuzzFeed articles, on Twitter, all that sort of stuff.
That the biggest news of all.
Yes.
BuzzFeed,
yeah.
I mean, we're making a podcast about it.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? No, that
absolutely.
theory.
I can't wait till someone replaces me. You know.
So response. The first time Avril was asked about the rumours was in 2014 during an interview for a Brazilian TV show during the Avril Lavigne tour. Lavigne was asked if she had heard about online rumours claiming that she had died and was replaced by a clone, to which she replied by saying that this was the first time she was hearing about it was in this interview, and later added, "Well, I'm here and I'm in Brazil." Witty response. In a video of the interview uploaded to the official YouTube channel of the TV show, it's possible to see images of the blog page, Avril Estamorta, responsible for starting the rumours. After the theory resurfaced globally in 2017, Lavigne addressed the rumours in a November 2017 Facebook livestream Q&A when a fan asked her whether she was dead, to which she responded, "No, I'm not dead." So in that she did, but in interviews on TV, she hasn't denied it. People are just bored and need something to talk about. The question was breached again in a November 2018 interview with an Australian radio station. When asked about the theory, the singer responded, "Some people think that that I'm not the real me, which is so weird. Like, why would they even think that?" Ambiguity there.
Well, what? Didn't you say? So the blog that started in Brazil. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah, it did by a Brazilian, I think.
And then she's then on Brazilian TV.
Yeah.
So. Do we think
Brazilians really got in for Avril?
They really hate Avril Lavigne. Like, do we think is it just one? It's one blog basically. It's got out of control.
And this is the thing, right? We said this before when these rumours start, is that one person wants a little bit of attention for themselves. They create a story, a narrative, a theory. And we did an episode on the Titanic yesterday, the theory that the Titanic didn't sink.
What?
And somebody wrote a book about that in 1998, a year after the Titanic film came out, or and
I thought you were going to say the year after the Titanic sank.
That would be amazing.
You aware of history?
but made a fuck ton of money because of everyone, because it was so in the mainstream news at the time. Because and again, I mean, she was touring Brazil, so it's a good time to come out and put another post out there and get attention for yourself.
Okay, now what I'm going to say to you now is, I'm not believing that she's dead. But do you think she started it?
Yeah, that's a good conspiracy.
Avril Estamorta?
Yeah.
Maybe she didn't have a big following in Brazil.
Maybe
she was just like, I've done some TikToks, to publicise this show, and not specifically for Brazil, but just to just publicise things. So maybe she was just like, well, what could be the easiest way to get people being like, Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
Singing, everyone's doing that. Because I'm a pop star. I'll just say I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'll start a blog.
Is this why you've been trolling yourself, Bella?
I have. Yeah, I've got 15 Facebook accounts. They're all called things like John Smith, They've Got No Face, Truth Seeker. Yeah, 101. Yeah.
Well, that's mine.
Oh, okay, sorry. Nice to see you.
But it does make sense. There is some logic to that. Like a record company or the person themselves starting rumours about themselves to get themselves more acclaim, to get themselves to raise their profile. Now, I don't think Avril definitely didn't need this in 2003, but fame moves in waves, doesn't it?
Maybe she did in Brazil.
Yeah, maybe she did in Brazil. So
I'm going to try and break Brazil next. If you hear a rumour Bella Humphries is dead. Could be because I'm trying to break Brazil.
We will have started it.
Yeah, we will.
So radio host Kyle and Jackie O said that Lavigne never actually flat out denied that she was replaced and suggested that technological difficulties during the interview were a suspicious coincidence. So that's from the interview with the Australian radio show. In 2019, an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Lavigne addressed the theory directly, calling it a dumb internet rumour and saying that she was flabbergasted that people brought into it. Again, not denying it. Lavigne addressed the rumour once again in a 2022 interview for Galore magazine, stating, "It's so funny because everyone says I look the same, But then there's that. It doesn't make any sense. Also, how random. When people bring it up, and it's even been brought up for me like years, there's this conspiracy theory that it's not me or something. I'm a clone. How did something like that get so? I don't know. It's just the weirdest rumour. Again, nothing in that that's denying it.
Well, as a gay man, I have definitely met clones. Does anybody know what I just referenced?
You're going to have to explain it.
Right, okay. That was a great joke. And do you know the Village People? Yes. All right, so you know the guy in the leather in the Village People? He was a clone. So there was in the 70s, that was very much, I don't know why I'm so focused on you saying this, but that was a look for gay men. They were known as clones. So it was a great joke. Trust me on this. We'll move on. Thank you so much.
Jokes are always better when you have to explain them, aren't they?
That's the tea. Oh.
Yeah.
The creator of the blog that originated the Avril Esther Mortar conspiracy has apologised and changed the whole blog to say that Avril has not died yet, and that the blog was a way of showing how conspiracy theories may seem true.
That is so threatening.
It is so threatening, isn't it?
She hasn't died yet.
Now,
you're not a Jedi yet.
I kind of... No, I'm not sure I believe him. I think because he basically what he's saying, he's kind of backtracking, going, "Oh, I started this room because I wanted to. It was like I wanted to show how conspiracy theories start and how they could spread easily."
Why do so many people want to show our conspiracy theories?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's always a get out.
So many people.
It's always a get out, isn't it? So I'm not sure I believe that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just giving real pick-me energy.
Yeah.
You know, come on. You could write a blog about it. Like, we've seen some blogs.
Yeah.
You know, you can write about anything. Why are you writing about Avril Lavigne being dead?
Yeah.
And also, it didn't explicitly say, like, how many years did he keep it up for before saying and backtracking?
It's not live anymore, the website?
No, it's not. No. But this was sort of 2000, mid 2010s.
So it was quite a long time that...
It started like 10 years before, but he changed. Yeah, so it took him a long time to actually change it.
Yeah, you'd think sort of by, you know, maybe after a year or something, if you were just doing a social experiment, you know. Yeah,
you go, hey guys, I've proved my theory, now I'll change it, but he just left it up.
Well, maybe it was getting too much attention, like it was just getting out of hand. Like, you know how like not Love Island, Married at First Sight in the UK used to be a social experiment, but then it got all they just changed to the Australian version because it was funner.
It's so much better.
It was so much more
better.
Exciting.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bring back the days when they only had 3 couples, you know, when they got legally. I do like the legally married bit because I'm like, Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of adverts for that now, of applying for it.
Yeah, because your phone's listening.
Yeah, my phone is listening, yeah.
So there is a theory that she didn't die in 2003, but that she died in 2013.
What?
So this is a separate theory. So the 2013 conspiracy theory is a less well-known and less developed than the original Melissa theory, but it shares many of the same elements, primarily focusing on changes in Avril's appearance, behaviour, and the music style after 2013. This version suggests that Avril died after experiencing complications from health issues, or, in some versions, committed suicide, and her death was covered up to maintain her brand. So the key element of this is that she has Lyme disease, which she does have. So in 2014, Avril publicly announced that she had been diagnosed with Lyme disease, an illness that had severely impacted her health and kept her out of the public eye for a period of time. Some conspiracy theories claim that Avril actually died due to complications from Lyme disease or health-related issues around 2013, and that the public announcement was a way to explain her prolonged absence without revealing her death. Supporters of this theory argue that her Lyme disease diagnosis was a convenient cover for the real story, and that a body double or imposter has taken her place in public appearances and music releases since then.
Why are we doing a second conspiracy theory of the same theory? Like, the sequel is never as good, okay?
Yeah.
They're never as good. But at this point, you just think, well, if she's died, just say she's dead.
Yeah.
You
Unless
know?
it was Melissa that died.
Oh my God.
And Avril has come back. Oh, now we understand.
But now they want to replace Melissa, who had replaced Avril, who well, obviously was the original, but... Oh God, who is it now then? What could they be called? I don't know. Like,
I don't know. It's a Russian dolphin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So changes in appearance, like the earlier theory, this version focuses on perceived differences in Avril's appearance after 2013. Theorists claim that Avril's face, body language, and even her speaking voice have changed in subtle ways, suggesting that she has been replaced by a lookalike. Some point to her more polished, glamorous look in recent years as evidence that she is not the same person who burst onto the scene in the early 2000s with a punk rock style.
Well, how old is she now?
Good question. Probably should have Googled that.
Late 30s, actually.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, about that.
Can you imagine? Okay, she's in her late 30s. Imagine if she was still dressing and acting like she did when she first was famous. I mean, they'd have something else to say about that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, like men can do it, but we've seen like some people like I can't even think of anyone, but
I have to say though, if they did replace her with Melissa has not aged. Like talking about that Glastonbury appearance, she looks amazing in it.
That's money, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
But
money.
looks barely any different than she did.
Deep plane
20 years
facelifts
ago.
are a miracle.
Yeah.
So shift in musical style. The shift in Avril's music post-2013 also plays a role in this theory. Some fans believe that the music she released after this time, including her 2013 self-titled album and the 2019 album Head Above Water, marked a dramatic change from her earlier work, which was categorized by a more rebellious and punk rock spirit. Conspiracy theorists interpret this change in musical direction as evidence that the new Avril is a different person with different artistic preferences.
Wow.
I mean, people do decide to change their style.
Yes.
Do you know what, musically?
And also that's quite a long career, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
We were just talking before about like earlier on about Steps coming back.
Yeah.
And I mean, their songs are different now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe what she should have done is she should have just when she did come back, she should have just done like a hologram tour, like ABBA, and just done all the originals. Then people wouldn't complain.
Yeah, true.
They've got the right idea.
Do you think?
Do the originals. Do the big hitters.
Yeah.
You don't ever have to leave your house. They could all be dead.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. In particular, her 2019 album Head Above Water featured more introspective and emotional ballads, which some argued is uncharacteristic of Avril's original style. While the album was inspired by her battle with Lyme disease, theorists claim that it is an indication that a different person has taken over her identity.
I just love the fact that the album is inspired by her battle with Lyme disease.
Yeah.
Not that I mean, my comedy, sure, it's not. I talk about having PMDD in my comedy. It's not ripe for laughs, but I mean, your art can be inspired by anything.
Yes.
But
Lyme disease is niche.
disease is niche, especially for sort of like a pop star.
Yeah.
But I guess kind of. If now she just wants to do that, then that's fine.
Well,
I don't think we should have to assume she's dead.
No. Also, she was releasing ballads. I mean, that was. I think.
And With You.
Yeah, With You is a ballad.
Ballad,
Right?
Classic.
And admittedly, there weren't loads on her early albums, but she was capable of writing them. So there's no reason. And also, look how many times has Madonna reinvented herself?
Yeah, and weirdly, Madonna's biggest hits are ballads, which no one thinks of Madonna as a balladeer, but...
I thought you were going to say, weirdly, Madonna's also dead.
Well, I don't know. Look at her.
2012.
No, she'll never die.
No, she won't.
So
She'll
public
live forever.
absence and reappearance. Avril's time away from the public eye during her struggle with Lyme disease also fuels the conspiracy. After a period of seclusion, Avril reappeared in 2015 with a more subdued public presence. Some theorists argue that this absence was when the switch occurred and that the Avril who emerged afterwards was not the same person who had originally captured the world's attention.
I think that's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Maybe she just wanted a bit of time. Well, she's got Lyme disease, which I think is, quite...
It is quite, yeah.
It's quite intense. It's
quite
it's not a very nice thing to have. So maybe she just wanted a little rest.
I mean, it's like the Buddha says, how many times do we die? I was a child and then I became a teenager, but the child died, so I could become... So that we all go through life.
Yeah,
You know,
Avril died so Melissa could,
Yeah,
So
really.
she could flourish, yes. She's
when
given new life, if anything. Yeah.
When I came here for Edinburgh, I was but a shell of a man, and now you've given me hope.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it?
It's also medication. But,
Yeah, it is.
That's it, yeah.
It's actually mostly medication.
We're on it.
Sorry. Cultural fascination and replacements. This version of the conspiracy theory fits with a broader cultural fascination with the idea that celebrities are secretly replaced by lookalikes or clones after their death. The idea that Avril was replaced in 2013 is part of the same narrative that persists other celebrities, such as Paul McCartney or Beyonce, have been similarly swapped. The 2013 theory suggests that Avril's brand was too valuable to let go, so her death was concealed and her career continued with an imposter. The Avril Lavigne death and body double theory is a modern urban legend born out of internet speculation and fan obsession. Despite being widely debunked, it remains a popular topic of conversation in certain corners of the internet. Like many conspiracy theories, it thrives on the allure of mystery, perceived inconsistencies, and the strange appeal of believing that not everything is as it seems in the world of fame and celebrity. Which, in fairness, it isn't always as it seems.
It's true.
No.
So, Bella.
Yeah.
Was Avril Lavigne replaced?
Do you know what? You've convinced me.
There we go. There we go.
No, I don't think she was. I think this is one of those urban legends, and like also like something that people love, like having these things that they want to tell everyone. It's like
the inside scoop.
Like there's always like one person at your school that's like, well, I have got a boyfriend actually, but he just goes to a different school.
Yeah.
No,
You wouldn't know him.
You wouldn't know him. No, and they just got all these wild, tall tales. There's just people that like love doing things like that. So I think it's. I mean, look, if I would love it if in the future my career was so valuable that they were like, well, she's dead, but we're gonna have to replace her. We couldn't lose her. Like, I mean, what a compliment to Avril, to be fair, because I love her.
It is a compliment to Avril.
It's
That's
a
the thing,
huge
isn't it?
compliment
Like,
to
it is
Avril.
essentially saying you're so good and what you produce was so good.
Yeah.
We can't possibly stop this gravy train.
No.
So therefore, we've got to find a way of carrying it on. Do you believe this?
I believe Melissa died.
Do you believe Melissa
Yeah,
died?
died at
Okay.
13. That's what I
Melissa
believe.
is dead.
Melissa, but where was how is Melissa in this?
Avril got sad after her grandfather died.
Oh yeah.
Step back. Melissa came into the picture. Melissa got Lyme disease, died, and we had to bring Avril back.
The real Avril. So
The
now
real
we're
Avril.
back to.
Oh, so
It's the real Avril.
So
now.
this is Avril.
This is the Avril comeback.
Yes, the Avril.
That's a
comeback.
beautiful thing.
Okay, I'm. That's one I could get on board with actually.
So
What do
if
you
buy
guys
tickets-
think?
If you do buy tickets to see Avril, you are now seeing Avril.
Absolutely.
That's a beautiful thing.
What do you guys think? Was
Yeah,
Avril
give us a cheer if you believe Avril Lavigne is dead.
Speaks volumes.
Give us a cheer if you
So-
don't believe Avril Lavigne is dead. Okay, fair enough. Absolutely, because you're
We love you,
sensible
Avril.
fucking people.
I hope Avril Lavigne sees this.
Oh, she will. She's,
Oh, yeah,
she's
yeah.
a bit massive fan of the podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
good. Because if you're listening, Avril, big fan.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
hang
Bella, where can people follow you online?
You can follow me on Instagram or TikTok at hella.bumphries. So it's just my name, Bella Humphries, but with very cleverly with the two front letters swapped around because I used to work in a school. You can follow me on Twitter /X, but I'd rather you didn't because I will be deleting it after this Fringe.
Yeah, fair play. Now, would you like an Avril Lavigne joke to end the podcast?
Oh, yeah!
Okay. How did Avril Lavigne feel when she met her doppelganger?
How did she feel?
She was beside herself.
Oh!
Come on! World's Greatest Arts Festival, folks! Thank you so much for coming. You've been an absolutely wonderful audience.
Please like and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. The more lovely subscribers we get, the more episodes we'll make. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok for regular updates and exclusive videos at BelieveConspiracyPod. We love you. Bye!